Hello, it's OverLordBou, and I'm back with my friend SAT Score, and we're going to be taking a first look at the Colombo. So, the Colombo is the Tech Tier Line Tier 10 Italian battleship that will become early access starting next month. So I'm very excited for it to come out during that, to be able to be played on the open servers by the community and not just testers and CCs currently. So, the armor layout on this thing is currently of a 32mm bout with 60mm of the forend armor belt right there. Very nice. Makes it a very tanky battle tanker. Now, the armor is 70 for the Casimir armor, so the upper plate armor is 70mm, and the Citadel armor is 375, and the deck armor is 50mm. The superstructure is 19mm, the standard for the Italian line. The aft has 32mm of armor, and right here the armor is also 32mm. The guns have 406mm of armor in the front, 20 on the top, 254 on the sides. So right here it has a little bit of a turtleback. If you see inside there, there's a little bit of a turtleback in there. This is saying hello. Little turtleback. Very nice, this little one. This is the Citadel right here. It is a little bit... It's a little bit above the waterline. Barely above the waterline. So the turtleback would be a good protection right there for the Citadel. Very good protection there. So the ship has 89,900 health, with 31% torpedo protection. Stat-wise, it is 16% less damage than the previous, the Lepanto. Lepanto had 47mm. It has 47mm. The Lepanto has 47. Let me just double check that. Lepanto has, yep, it has 47. Lepanto has 47% torpedo protection and 75,100 health, while the Colombo has 89,131% torpedo protection. So it's more likely it's gonna take more damage from torpedoes than its predecessor. Now the guns are 16 381mm, 38-second reload with a 40-second turn time. The dispersion is 251mm. The SAP pen is 96mm. The maximum SAP damage is the same as the Lepanto, which is the 12,500, and the AP damage is the same as the Lepanto at 12,000. The maximum range is a little bit higher than Lepanto. Lepanto has 18.1 kilometer range, while the Colombo has 18.9 kilometer range, so it has a little bit of a buff from its predecessor. For its secondaries, it has 24 90mm secondaries, and it has 18 152 secondaries with a range of 7.3 kilometers. The AA on this vessel is Breda's 1941s. It has a total of 120 of those. With Breda 1932s, it has 16 of those, and Breda's 1939s has 32 of those, and it has 24 Oto 1939s, which are the secondaries that are being used as... The secondaries are being converted from AA and can be also used as secondaries. So the continuous fire of the AA is 446. The shell flak is 1400, so a little bit better stats than the Lepanto. As a reference, the same anti-air range is 4.6, so it's the same as all the Italian battleships, it's 4.6. The maneuverability of the vessel is 29.6 knots, with a turn radius of 960 meters, with a rudder shift of 18 seconds. The concealment is 17.9 C, and this is with no modules and no captain upgrades, of course. The detectability is 15.2. The assured detectability range is 2.0. And when it's in smoke, the 16.7. Would you have anything you want to add there, SAT Score?
Is there anything special about how the turrets turn, especially for the rear?
So on the rear, the turrets are... Do I see their 180s? The rear or no?
360s.
Oh, 360s. Oh, right, you're correct. The rear turrets are 360s while the fronts are not. So that's something that only the Colombo can do, that these turrets specifically are able to be 360. That's something I did not think. Thank you for adding that. I didn't know that.
It's a pretty rare feature to have. Only a few other battleships will have it, and the Petro famously has 360-degree turrets on all her guns. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out for Colombo.
Yes. It has a smoke duration of 45 seconds. It has a heal of 28 seconds with 449 heal, which is for 49 heal, which is about the basic for the tier 10 battleships. A DCP time of 80 seconds, which is the standard for battleships. Body and plane is the 240 reload, 100 the standard, and the fighters are the same, which is the standard for all battleships. But pretty much most of those are standard. Except for the crawling smoke. The crawling smoke is specialized for the Italian BBs. It makes it, sorry, the engine exhaust. I apologize, it's called the engine exhaust. It means that this thing can be going full speed and it'll be covered in smoke no matter what. It can be going full reverse, it'll be covered in smoke. It can be going full speed ahead, it'll be covered in smoke. As long as you're not firing, you will be only 2 kilometers detection, so you can sneak up on enemy ships and just blap them from 2 kilometers away. You'd probably scare the hell out of them. Yeah, it'd be really that. I've done that with the Lepanto. I don't know how I'll do with the Colombo, but whenever it comes out to early access, I'll definitely be testing that.
We'll see.
So something with the Colombo is its Sigma. Its Sigma is a little bit worse than the Lepanto. So some of you may have the Lepanto from getting the early access tokens. The Colombo has a little bit worse Sigma. You said the Sigma was 1.5, correct?
So Lepanto has 1.6 Sigma according to WoW's FT, while the Colombo has 1.5. For reference, the 1.5 Sigma is the lowest among battleships. Fuso, Leon, and New Mexico share the 1.5 Sigma distinction. Oh, and now assuming Colombo with current stats.
Yes, and the stats are still up to change since the ship is still in testing. So the ship is still up to debate on the Sigma and everything we just stated. So you know that. So from my point of view, from my own experience playing the Lepanto, and my experience with this ship. If you guys have seen my Lepanto video, I feel the playstyles could be similar. That's just speaking from the fact that their stats are pretty much almost identical except for the Sigma. This ship is a little bit bigger than the Lepanto, and it shares the same weak broadside as the Lepanto as a reference. If you go here, it has a 60, 32, and the 375. And if we are to go to the Lepanto, it has the 80, the 60, and the 350 with the very similar armor belt right there. So they're both going to share the same weakness of the showing too much broadside. You're going to get citadeled. So if you play the Lepanto, the ship is most likely going to play almost very similar. It just has a little bit less Sigma, so it's not going to be as accurate. But there's 16 guns, so you're bound to hit something. The way that this ship, you're not going to be able to, snipe. You're going to have to probably play it similar to the Lepanto as a good reference, since pretty much every single ship leading up to the tier 10 has very similar play styles. So the Colombo is going to be playing pretty much where it's going to skirt probably right around the Deadeye where you want to be above the Deadeye so that you can get your Deadeye active, but you don't want to be right below the Deadeye because your accuracy is going to be so bad with the 1.5. And you can also use the smoke to get into situations and then get out of situations as well. Now, these are all just going off of the stats and not personal opinions of playing the ship. I've never played the Colombo, so I have no experience with this ship. I'm just talking off of my basis of playing and enjoying the time I have played with the Italian BBs. I feel that this ship and the other Italian BBs will bring a new light to the battleship meta right now, which is the Deadeye meta and sitting over 2,000 miles away in the back. Thunder. But yeah, we don't need to talk about that right now. The Thunder will be in a different video that we already discussed before. I think that is enough said about the Colombo, besides the fact that it shares the same weakness as the guns. So you gotta be careful of your guns. They're very easy. They only have 406s, which is very easy being taken out by other battleships. So you're definitely gonna have to be careful of that as well. Is there anything else you think I'm missing? I don't want to be too like opinionated. I'm just trying to state as much as facts as possible.
I think you covered all the important aspects of Colombo.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, SAT, your friend today, for coming out for the first look at the Colombo. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you guys again, and I'll talk to you all later.